Watch Dr. Drew's new show at 9 on HLN. Weeknights on HLN.
Jane, what do you think? Is she going to sell her story?
Well, I certainly think she would love to. I think her attorneys want her to lay low for the time being, for the foreseeable future. And I do believe they're going to whisk her away from Orlando to a quiet place where they would like her to hide out. I don't know if she's going to. She's been quoted as saying that she loves the media, that she was upset when there were clouds and the helicopters couldn't fly over. Oh, that she'd love to talk to Howard Stern. So at a certain point, she may decide, I'm not going to listen to my attorneys, and I'm going to go and go out there. And then the paparazzi may grab a shot of her. That first shot is going to be worth a lot of money, but they won't pay her if they grab her and they see her out in public and she doesn't arrange for that shot to be taken. So she has to have some advisor who is going to advise her through this minefield. And remember, there's going to be a lot of blowback to any major corporation that makes a big deal with her and hands her a boatload of money. Remember the If I Did It fiasco with O.J. Simpson's book. So there's a lot of problems on both sides of this equation. It's not going to be as easy as anyone thinks.
Right, that is very interesting that anybody who should attempt to exploit this could get themselves in some big trouble here. Also, I think what you were referring to, Jane, was something that was told to me by Tracy, Leonard Padilla's associate who babysat, so to speak, Casey back in 2008. And yes, there, Casey was gleeful about the media attention and seemed to sort of be let down when the spotlight was off her. So I agree with you. I think she's likely to bring it on no matter what other people tell her, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. She's a young woman who her parents couldn't control, and certainly she listened to her attorneys because her life was on the line. Now that her life is not on the line, and remember, she's been in solitary confinement for about 3 years. That means she's been alone for 23 hours a day. Her whole life was motivated by the desire to go out partying. That's what got her into this jam in the first place. So the idea that she's going to remain just absolutely quiet and under wraps, that may hold for a while, but eventually she's going to get the itch to go out there, and I think we are going to see her.
Okay, Lonnie and Mark, I want to go back to something we were talking about in the last segment. And Lonnie, I want to start with you about this issue of the defense creating reasonable doubt versus the pursuit of truth and justice.
Right.
I think one of the things that troubles many people about this entire case is wondering whether this is an indictment of our system or our system functioning the way it ought to. And Mark and I'm going to go to you, Mark, here also. Mark, show me a picture of Mark so I can feel like I'm talking to him. Mark, you know I've given you a lot of grief about this idea of not being concerned about the truth. I mean, I think personally you're concerned about it, but the system isn't concerned about it. And yet I've got a prosecutor here who says she is concerned about it. So is that just defense attorneys that don't worry about the truth? Either of you.
Let's make this very clear. Personally, we all want the truth to come out. But it is not correct to state that a trial is about bringing out the truth. I said that to you before the verdict. Now the best example is this case. There's an attorney down here in Miami who is moving to have the signs that have been in the courtrooms down here since the 1940s removed. It says, "We who labor here seek only the truth." That's not true. Maybe the person wearing the black polyester sitting elevated above us all might be. The prosecutors for the most part do. But the defense function, my function, the function of defense attorneys, is to acquit the client. That's it.
Okay.
So understand
Lonnie,
it, get it, and apply it to future cases.
Hold on, Mark. Lonnie, I have 30 seconds. Go.
Well, he's right. I mean, it's a constitutional right. Everyone has the right to be.
But what about truth and justice? We're all upset about that not being what is the ultimate goal of our system.
Well, that's what the prosecutor's there for, and that's what the judge is there for. But the defense attorney is there to represent his client zealously, to represent his best interests, and in most cases, that's letting him out. They want to get at it. They want their freedom. They want to be let off.